Hello, I'm Fat Kid Joey and welcome to my multi-video setup and tuning guide for the EVO300 made by Society 808. Here you can see the frame with its beautiful woven carbon fiber, milled aluminum, anodizing, just an absolutely beautiful machine. I'm going to start off by pulling the top plate of this off so we can get a look at the PDB that comes with the EVO300. In here you can see the PDB. There's a couple pads on the top here for your power and ground and pins to go through. We're going to pull that off of there. Here's the power distribution board, the bottom of it. Up here you can see towards the back where the battery would be, we have the battery power distribution tabs. You'll solder your battery on there. You have 4 spots here for your motors, so you can get power to your motors, and then over here you can put your 12 volt reg. I believe that is set up for a Polulu 12 volt regulator, but I won't be using one of those, as I will be using the RMRC Seriously Dodo that has a 5 volt power regulation built into it. I shouldn't have any need for 12 volt regulation, so I should be good there. You can now see this is how the entire plate comes off. This here is the bottom plate. The cross-hatched area here is where the battery is going to sit. So I'm going to lay my ESCs in this area. What I'm going to do is take the frame here, sit it over top, approximately where it's going to be lined up with the spacers, then lay out my ESCs. For this, I'm going to be using the DYS 30 amp ESC. One thing that I absolutely love to use when doing builds like this is nail polish to stop the screws from coming out. It's cheap and inexpensive, way cheaper than Loctite, and you can get it anywhere. So I'll open it up, put just a little bit on the ends of the thread. Alright, you can see we have all the ESCs in there. Absolutely wiring mess right now. We have all those there, and then this will go over top of that to clean all that up. Now we're going to get started on the soldering. We're For right now, I'm just going to take a negative and positive wire, and we're going to solder that up onto the power distribution board. I'll cut it to fit length later, depending on what battery I use in this. Got the PDB all wired up with our ESC wires on there. Now all we have to do, well, I'll show you something that I like to do. I have this little cheap multimeter here from Radio Shack. Absolutely love this thing. We're gonna test to make sure that the PDB and everything is soldered up correctly. Make sure all the positives are on the positive. So we're gonna touch there, positive, 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 positive. Now we're gonna check the negative, 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 negative. Now we're gonna check the positive to make sure something isn't touching somewhere that we're not sure. Nothing, nothing, nothing. On the Dodo, it takes straight power from the power distribution board. So I'm going to grab a small connector and we are going to solder that on there. Okay, what I'm going to do next is I am going to remove the signal wire from this servo wire and cut part of this plug off. That way I can use this to power my flight controller. Now I have the Dodo all soldered up. I'm not going to do anything really fancy with it, just straight pins. I'm going to install it upside down on the quad. There we go. So now I have my PDB with my flight controller installed, my ESCs on the bottom under there. Next comes motors. Alright, next is going to be adding the motors. I had to take my motors, I'm reusing them from another project, but I had to take them and lengthen the wires, so there's some heat shrink going on there, but that's fine, it'll be okay. I've got the ready-made RC 2208, 2300. I'm going to be running these on 4-cell. I plan on running 6-inch bullnose props. I'm going to see how they perform on that. If I don't like that, I'm going to try some 6-inch 3-blade props, see how that does.
Amsterdam sound system.
I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the screws to the bottom plate along here. Here she is, all complete now. The Society 808 EVO300. This thing is absolutely beautiful and I can't wait to fly it. Stay tuned for the next video, which will be my maiden flight. Then I'll explain tuning on this and hopefully have a good tune for you guys to use on this setup. Thanks for watching. Remember, like and subscribe.